Where is our next meal coming from? If you live in the United States, the question must sound absurd. We live amid such abundance. Supermarkets overflowing with foods from around the world. Plain and fancy restaurants by the mile. We may hear about food riots around the world, but surely we're immune. Modern agriculture has provided us cheap and abundant food for decades. And our food system means it's often cheaper to eat out than cook at home. We started out as a nation of farmers. Founding Father Thomas Jefferson extolled the agrarian life. Even as late as World War II, 40% of the people in the United States grew at least some of their own food. But then we applied the same can-do spirit that made us a manufacturing giant to transforming the way we raised our food. Just as horses gave way to tractors, the small family farm gave way to the huge industrial commodity farms of today, with their thousands of acres of corn, wheat, and soybeans. Others have done a good job of documenting the threats posed by this shift to big pharma. Threats to the environment, to our health, to our ethical relationship to other living things, and to our society. Chemical fertilizers, pesticides, herbicides. Compaction, erosion, runoff into streams. Genetically modified organisms, GMOs, so-called frankenfoods. We now enclose animals in confined spaces and then feed them the antibiotics that we might better be saving for ourselves. There are the social costs. Small farmers forced to get bigger or get out. The speculative bubble in the commodity markets that threaten our economy. Rural communities struggling to survive. Yet the one argument that often stops critics dead in their tracks is that only big pharma can feed us and feed the world. Those of us who promote small-scale organic practices are often portrayed as naive, nostalgic for an earlier time, whose hardships we are forgetting. But maybe the present isn't always a good predictor of the future. Not only does our current food system come with obvious and hidden costs, but everyone on the planet faces a triple threat to our food supply, from climate change, peak oil, and economic instability. Everyone, even us. This is a story that has its roots in the 40s and 50s, when Norman Borlaug and the Green Revolution received a Nobel Prize for bringing modern agriculture to Mexico and then to India and then around the world. High-yielding hybrid seeds, chemicals that allowed crops to grow fast, grow pest-free and weed-free, new equipment that made farming easier. It didn't take long for the new ways to obliterate the old. Proponents of the Green Revolution view the story as an awe-inspiring success. But there were problems with this input-intensive approach.